knowledge expected in an investment world. And I think the best part about it is I was like a sponge. I just loved everything about it. And I used to absorb the information very, very quickly and enjoyed it. So it was very good to start from the bottom because that helped me later on when I became on the top of my own institution. And I think some of the challenges we had to face is the cultural challenge because obviously people think this is a man's world. And a lady just now came to me, shook my hand and thanked me for being a woman doing what I'm doing. And I'm very grateful for her comments. And I remember at a time when I was in New York giving a speech promoting my company for a London listing. And this woman comes after my speech or after my presentation of my investment company. She walks to me and she shakes my hand and she says, "Thank you for a woman doing what you're doing." I said, "What are you talking about? I'm in New York. This is New York. What do you mean? You're telling me, an Arabic Muslim woman coming from Kuwait in a Bravo, what a job. This is New York." And she said, "Look at the room. How many women do you see?" It shocked me. It shocked me. And it takes me a little bit to what Sheikh Intisar was saying, that there's so much inspiration and talent within our own country. We just don't pay attention to our achievements. And I was proud to hear that. So it is difficult to be in the business world when you are a woman because there's a lot of perception that for you to be successful in women, most of the deals and the transactions are actually done with duwawin, in men's gathering. And how are you going to be available? Or how would you know what is happening when it's happening? Or actually, you should know before it happens. And another challenge is that you need to network in a business environment. You need to be able to pick up the phone, call a friend, or call a colleague, or call another chairman and tell him, "Shlonik Buflan, how are you? What are you doing today? I'm working on this deal. Would you like to be with me? Or what are you doing?" And he calls me, "Would you like to be in this deal?" Culturally, this was not really accepted for you to sit and have coffee with men and chat and talk about business. But I think if you do your homework, if you carry yourself with respect, I think people would just appreciate it. And I'm blessed to be in a business where number counts. So even if they doubt you the first time, they won't doubt you the second time because your achievements are quantifiable. You can measure that success with numbers. It's either the money you made for the client or the money you made for your shareholder or the nomination you give to your employees. So it can be calculated, unlike people who are involved in social responsibilities or other aspects that you can't quantify that success. And also, obviously, you had to face the challenge of the glass ceiling, as they like to call it in the corporate world, that you reach a special level and then you plateau because those positions are usually held for men. I didn't feel that in my organization. I knew I had to work harder. I need to be vocal. I need to prove myself. But I was blessed to have lovely senior management who appreciated me for what I am and for what I did. And also I recall because success is quantifiable in my field. So it was easy for me to prove myself. This was during the time where I was an employee working in an investment company. Then I decided to change path, expand my wings further, and do something more, which is actually create my own investment company. So me, with a group of friends, we decided to establish an investment company. Tidal warned me not to mention the name of the company. I'll try very hard not to mention the name of the company, but if it slips from my mouth, please excuse me, because I consider this company my fifth child. It is my fifth child. And I gave it everything that I have because I believed in it and wanted to do something different, wanted to fulfill my ambitions by creating this company and try to develop the capital markets in a way that I felt my competition wasn't doing at that time. So I created this company, and my life changed afterwards because suddenly everything that I do is associated with it, and everything that happens to the company affects me too. So it was a different ball game. It's a different field when you are actually an employee and you have the success of your salary and the security of your salary versus you becoming on the top of the ladder responsible not only for the money entrusted to you by your shareholders, not only by the money that you have to grow for your clients, not only the destiny of your employees. You're just there. You are responsible. That comes with a lot of joy and comes with a lot of pain, as history has shown us all. So I think at that time, my definition of success was about making money. I thought if I create a successful company, and this company is making a lot of money, and my clients are making a lot of money, and my regulators are happy, then I've achieved success. Every time and every phase in our life, our definition of success actually changes. When I was employee, my success was to reach a vice president, to reach a senior vice president, to become an AGM, to have this salary. That's how I associated my success. When I created my own company, my success was different. How much money must the company make? 50 million KD, 100 million KD, expanded all across the region, offices in Kuwait, in Bahrain, in Saudi, in Jordan, in Egypt. Is that success? Making 100 million KD a year as revenue and net income, actually. Is that success? Being the first Kuwaiti company to be listed on the London Stock Exchange. Is that success? Being recognized as a woman for all these achievements everywhere. Is that success? Maybe at that time I thought that was success. I was very proud of myself. And I was very happy with all the stuff that I've achieved and all the recognition that I have achieved. But believe me when I tell you, my success, the definition of success today, to me, is much different. I'm sure each one of us have their own definition of success, but that's a conclusion that each one of us have to make it for themselves. And then comes the financial crisis. This huge tsunami that hit the whole world, from Asia all the way to the United States. Not a single financial institution is actually insulent or safe from this tsunami. It had a huge impact, and it shook my world. It shook my company for sure, but it definitely shook my world. It changed the way that I think. I've realized that I had to re-engineer myself. I had to brainwash myself. I have to be a different person than what I used to be. For example, I'm an optimist by nature. I like to see the good things in everything. I've learned to become a realistic. Or maybe I was on a high cloud with all the success and the recognition. I've learned to become more humble. And maybe with the boom, we forgot to go back to the basics of numbers. So I went back to the paper and the pencil and the calculations and the correct way of doing evaluation. It was like a wake-up call that changed my perception about everything that I'm doing. And it's a fantastic lesson that I will remember for the rest of my life. And I'm so proud when people tell me, we think you're great, even though I think I failed many.